Hey everyone, it's Angela with Mystic Moon, bringing you guys the weekly soul connection reading. And so this is going to be for today's date, which is Monday, November 4th, going all the way until Sunday, November 10th. So I just was going to do like a little bit of a chit chat before we got started. So if you guys are not interested, you guys can go directly to the timestamp in the description box below. So I would probably say for the last month or so, I've been doing, a little bit of a switch up with the soul connection reading. So I've kind of divided it up with, group 1, group 2, and then I even went to pick a card. And then I even did group 1, group 2, group 3. I'm just kind of going by the seat of my pants, or is that flying by the seat of my pants? Whatever it is that I'm feeling is what I'm doing. So this week, I'm just really going to do a general collective reading. And so you're either going to resonate with this reading or you're not. So if the messages resonate with you, that means that the reading is for you this week. If it doesn't, then it just means it's not for you at this time. And the thing is, you guys, when you're watching my videos or really any videos out there, you just have to take what resonates with you. If you're finding that things are not resonating with you all of a sudden, where you're just kind of like everything seems to be amiss, it's not hitting you the right way, it might be time to take a little bit of a break or step back from watching general readings. General readings, if they're not inspiring you or helping you in any kind of way, there's no reason for them to negatively trigger you and take you off of your particular path. Just kind of wanted to talk about soul connections. That's what my readings are all about, soul connections. Whether you label this particular connection as a twin flame, a soulmate, maybe even a karmic partner, whatever the situation may be, it doesn't really matter. We're just really focusing on a soul connection here. And soul connections can really be with a variety of people in your life at particular times. I believe that certain people come into your life at a particular time for a reason. There are some soul connections that I have had that have lasted for years, and that means that I have not had any kind of contact or anything, seen a person in years, but still remain attached to the energy. Now, why am I attached to their energy? I feel like it's a part of your journey to figure that out. Figure out why you're still connected to this person, why you still think about them, why they still seem to be in your energy field, things like that. And sometimes we can come across labels such as twin flame or soulmate or karmic partner and go, wow, that seems to fit. But what I want to say, you guys, is just because you come across that information once doesn't lock it in for life. That means that you might see someone, this is just an example, as a twin flame. You're dead set, that's it, this is the person for me, all of that. Just to find out years later that maybe that's just not really resonating with you anymore. Maybe that whole story is just not doing it for you anymore. You don't feel it anymore. You don't feel like that's the kind of situation that you're experiencing. Or let's just say you are dead set that that is your twin flame. And maybe you've just come to the realization that, you know what, I'm no longer interested in pursuing this connection. I'm interested in going in another direction, or I'm just interested in focusing on myself or doing my own thing, and that's perfectly okay. We can have certain people that come into our lives where we feel like, oh my God, me and this person are going to be friends for the rest of our lives, and something happens and you and this person are no longer speaking anymore, yet you still feel this connection with them. Just because you feel that connection with them doesn't guarantee that this person feels the same. Maybe there's some sort of a lesson that you need to learn on your own, some sort of inner work that you need to do on your own before that energy just kind of dissipates. And so I want to say this, some people will come to me and say, I don't know what to do because I constantly feel this soul connection. And let me tell you something, I get it. We're talking, soul connections where you still feel their energy after a decade, and there's absolutely no reason why you would still feel this person's energy after such a long period of time of not seeing them or speaking to them. And so at any given time, it's kind of like a spell. It just lifts, and suddenly you feel like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. I'm just waking up every day and I no longer feel this person's energy. It's amazing. I feel liberated. I feel just amazing. So sometimes, you guys, there is no fix, as in that quick fix that you're looking for right then and there. There's no straight answer. It's just something that happens. Energy is energy, and energy just shifts and change. changes and transmutes at any given time. So just because we feel a connection with someone doesn't mean we're doomed to feel that same intensity for the rest of our lives. So I just wanted to let some of you guys know that if some of you are out there suffering and really feeling like you just can't break this energy, you can't break this cycle, you can't break this connection, it's not really about breaking anything. But through your own work, through your own journey, through your own ascension process, and what I mean by ascension is that you're just waking up every day and you're living and breathing and you're experiencing life. And just by doing that and moving forward, you are ascending. And so it's through every step that you take, you're going to just better yourself and improve your life and your situation. And one day it will just lift. It will. We're not doomed for misery and unhappiness for the rest of our lives. Now, does that mean that you will never, ever feel this person's energy on some level? Maybe you will, but it won't be as intense. It won't be as crippling. It won't make you feel like it makes you feel right in this moment. And I'm just speaking from personal experience. I've been attached to certain people's energy for a very, very, very long time. Thought I would never get any kind of relief. It would never go away. I would always feel a certain way. And I'm living and breathing proof that this energy will transmute and shift and change, and you will start to feel differently. And then you'll start to be able to see why you may have been attached to that person's energy, because there was a lesson for you somewhere in there. So when this lesson has been obtained, this knowledge has been understood, and you start to see kind of like, oh, like an aha moment, like that epiphany. That's when these types of stories that you've told yourself, or these labels that you have slapped on these, particular people in your life, to where they're no longer important to you anymore. And then you just realize, hey, you know what? This person was a part of my journey. And now I'm ready to move on in a new direction. I'm ready to shift gears and focus on something else. Okay. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, because there's a couple of soul connections that are very important to me. But the thing is, the need for them, the sadness, the longing that I have, or I should say have had attached to them for years, has finally been transmuted. And that doesn't mean that I'm forever healed or I'm perfect now or anything like that. It just means that these have shifted. And I'm going to tell you something. What's interesting is that I would say throughout the last year, well, actually the last 2 years with one of them, I've kind of had some false alarms. And I think it's funny to share this, because for like a month or two, I was like, oh my gosh, I felt that. I felt that relief. I felt that energy. And then all of a sudden, for some reason, it just came back full force again. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I'm not done with this. Maybe I'm not done with the lesson. Maybe there's still something that I need to pay attention to or focus on. And so I came back to the connection, and I, was just working through some stuff. But this particular feeling that I've had, of releasing it and feeling good again and not being connected to it, has been long gone for a long time now. And so I feel like it's safe to say that I feel like I'm finally ready to just kind of let that go and move forward. I don't think I ever needed the connection, but maybe I thought I did. I don't really need it anymore. I don't really have anything that it's doing for me. It's not hurting me, but it's not really inspiring me either. And so I'm just kind of ready to move forward and to maybe become inspired by other things. And then there's another soul connection that I have. And I thought it was just going to be killing me forever. And I was just never going to be able to break it. And I was never going to stop being heartbroken over losing this connection. And as much as I wish that things could be different with this individual, and that I wish that we could be a part of each other's lives, I'm finally at a point where I'm okay. I'm at peace now. I'm at peace that this person and I may not ever be able to go back to the way things were, and be in each other's lives and enjoy each other on the level that we did at one time. I just feel like there is a time and a season for certain things, And I feel like that season and that time and the reason that I came together with this individual, it's just over. And you can't recapture certain things. Certain things are not meant to be recaptured. You had that moment in time where you had a connection that had something to teach you. You had something of value at that moment, and it's like the moment's gone. But I will take with me, moving forward, the good memories. I will always remember those good memories. And I might even get melancholy here and there over the memories. But it's not as long lasting. It doesn't drag on as much as it used to. So my point is that it's improving. It is. And so for me, I feel like there's 3 levels of soul connections. And some people might say twin flame, soulmate, karmic, whatever you guys want to label it. But, I have, I have certain soul connections with people where I'm not ready to make peace with it. Like if they were to reach out or, make contact or whatever, I would be probably either A, completely ignore it, or B, tell them to fuck off, to be quite honest. Okay. There's still some anger. There's still some resentment. There's still some issues on my end that I still need to clear. Not ready. Putting it on the shelf. I'll deal with it later. Okay. Those are those types of connections. I don't know what that's called. Maybe it's karma. I don't know. And then there's certain connections that I have where I'm not sure if this person or these people reached out to me again, what I would do. I think I would be so afraid of becoming hurt by my own actions or maybe their actions that I would be so afraid to lose these people again that I don't think that maybe I can deal with having them in my life again. So would I ignore it, or would I continue to block them, or whatever I'm doing here? Maybe I'll continue to do that because it's easy for me. It's safe for me that way. And then there's other soul connections where it's like people came in, you don't have any kind of feeling towards it either way. You wish them well, but you don't wish them ill. So it's just kind of in the middle for me. You just kind of, whatever, if maybe somebody were to reach out, you would deal with it then. It's not affecting you or hitting you on that kind of a crazy level, right? So there's those 3 types of connections for me that I have going on right now. And I am just trying to navigate my journey and just take things one day at a time. But all I can say is that 2 major soul connections for me that I have been heartbroken. I mean, one of them I've been, just heartbroken over for a ridiculous amount of time. And the other, not as long, but long enough to where I have definitely gone through some major sadness and pain, but finally have gotten to a point where I feel like I'm ready to accept it and ready to move forward and ready to just have peace in my life and focus on the things that are working, instead of things that aren't working and trying to go back to the past and change the past. So I just hope that maybe a little bit of that information, maybe some of you guys can identify with those feelings. Maybe that will help some of you out there to realize that your pain and your agony and your suffering, it won't last forever. I promise. It just won't. Okay. And also, I just want to say, and I'm probably going to get emotional here, and I'm not, I am an emotional person. Don't get me wrong. It just kind of depends on what time of the month it is. It's getting close. But there's just so many wonderful, amazing people out there. I just can't even believe it. I've gone through so much shit over the last couple of years, just with different people and people that you thought you were going to connect with, people that you thought that, that was it, man. You guys were in the same zone. You guys were on the same page, and things just fell apart. Never saw it coming a million miles away. Never saw it coming, but it happened. And you're just like, whoa, that really sucks. Right. But the thing is, amidst all the issues and the problems and the shit that I have experienced, and a lot of those things have been my own fault, okay? Because I ain't sitting here trying to blame anybody. I take full responsibility for my either actions or inactions for these situations falling apart. 100%, okay? It's not all me, but it's not all them. It's a little bit of everything. There are just so many amazing people out there in this collective, in this, in this community. I'm just so overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed at just the generosity. I'm just overwhelmed with the people that come forward with their words and their stories, you know, just from the readings that I bring forth. And I don't consider myself to be an expert in any way, shape, or form at all. And it's not like anybody's, you know, telling me that. But the thing is, whatever's coming through my readings, whatever's coming through my own experiences, whatever's coming through is helping people. And I have a lot of people that are reaching out, that are explaining that how things have changed their lives. And it's just so touching. It really is. And just other readers out there that are well-known readers in the community reaching out. I mean, it's just amazing. It's amazing to feel just this overwhelming feeling of love and connection and just community out there in the midst of just shit. You know what I mean? So it's just, thank God, you know, it's like a lifeline that I freaking needed. And if I say, you know, one more time, I swear to God, I'm going to slap myself. Anyways, so I just want to say thank you to everyone out there that is just so amazing with your words, your kindness, your donations, your generosity, just everything. I just want you to know how fucking grateful that I am, because I am very grateful. So with that being said, this beautiful orgonite here was created by one of my best friends, Michelle, who co-owns the company Wing and Bell. This is the Mystic Moon Twin Flame Pyramid. So I know I introduced this last week, so I'm not going to go into all that again, but these are for sale. And we're going to be doing a giveaway on Instagram this Wednesday at 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time in Arizona. Her and I are going to be doing a live, and we're going to be giving away 3 of these orgonites. They're different sizes from this one, but it's the same exact concept. So check us out over there if you guys are interested. I'll put the information down below. I am using 2 new decks here today. One of them is from a fellow reader. Her name is Aqua Moonlight. A lot of people that like my videos are fans of hers as well. They feel like, you know, our energy is very, you know, similar, if I can talk. But this is her new deck, the Untold Truths of the Heart Oracle by Aqua Moonlight. What an amazing deck. So anyways, this is my first time using it on camera, so I will link where you guys can get this. And then this one was sent to me. I don't have any information. Sometimes people just send me decks, and sometimes I resonate with the decks and other times I don't. And I don't know if maybe I ordered this. I do randomly order things online, and I know this is really bad, but I order a lot of stuff that sometimes I don't even know what the hell I ordered. That's really bad. But this one is called Begin Within, the Divine Partnership Oracle deck by Lindra Dwyer. So she either sent this to me or I ordered it. I'm not sure. But anyways, if you did send it to me, thank you so much. I did, of course, purchase this one here because as soon as I saw that Aqua Moonlight had her own deck, I was like, I'm on it. I had to buy it. So anyways, that's what this particular deck is. So those are the decks that I'm going to be using from other creators today, just to keep it nice and simple. The rest of the decks are going to be from, you know, people that you can get these on Amazon, and then I will be using all of the decks that I've created. So if you guys are interested in purchasing any of the decks that I've created, they will be down below in my Etsy shop. If you're international though, email me and I'll send you a special link to order them. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started, you guys. So I'm just going to be doing, you know, your person. I'm not going to break it down into the energies of divine masculine, divine feminine. I'm not going to do that today. I'm just not feeling it. So we're just going to be focusing on you and your person. And somebody in the comments had said to me, and which I love that they said this because it's very true, you know, let's not focus so much on them. Let's focus more on us. Would I do a divine feminine reading? Absolutely. I do divine feminine readings. What's kind of interesting is that they're not really that popular, okay? And I usually do things that, you know, are speaking to my audience, and sometimes I'll do things because I feel like it. I don't think my Halloween readings and things like that really speak to my audiences, but I do them anyways because I enjoy them. So the same thing goes for the divine feminine. Not a lot of people are fans of focusing on just themselves. Isn't that sad? But yes, I just want you to know, whoever wrote that, I definitely will be doing some divine feminine, or just focusing on your own healing. So we are going to be doing a little bit of that today, but there are a lot of people out there in the collective that are focused not only on themselves, but they want to know what's happening with the person that they're connected to. So of course, we're going to be doing that today. So we're just going to be saying you and the person that you're watching this video for. That way, if you're masculine or feminine, male or female, it does not matter. It's open to everyone. All right, you guys, let's get started. So let's focus on you first. How about that? Let's focus on you, the person watching this video, where you are at this particular time when it comes to just your own life, your own journey, what you're feeling, what you're going through. So let's do that. So we're going to actually tap into Aqua Moonlight's new oracle for this, okay? So let's see what's going on here with you at this particular time. Wow, that was a really long intro, you guys. Okay. Mentally, where are you at in your mental space? Well, we have the energy of secret admirer, suppression, resistance, shyness. Okay, so the thing is, in your mental space, you might be really focused on maybe your person, the person you're watching this video for, and you're suppressing this feeling. You're suppressing this energy. You're resisting. You're being shy. You're not wanting to make your presence known. You're not wanting to come forward, which is okay. There's no indication that you should or shouldn't come forward. It's just the energy where you feel a little reserved at this particular time, just kind of keeping your thoughts secret. You're not really sharing what you're thinking, perhaps, with other people or this particular person in which you admire. Emotions. We have drifting, slowly parting, disconnecting, and detaching. Interesting. So this is kind of interesting, because this is what I was talking about earlier when it comes to my own soul connection, is that you start to kind of feel a little detachment, and that's not always a bad thing. Embrace that. If you're starting to wake up every day and you're just kind of not really focused, it's not the first thing that you're thinking of this particular individual. You don't have to remind yourself to think about this person. If you're not feeling it or you're not thinking about them, just allow that, allow this disconnection to take place. So the secret energy here, this is an energy where you might be thinking about something, but you're just kind of repressing it. You're not really focused on it, really. You're not really needing it. That's kind of what I'm getting here. So we have drifting. Your heart is kind of slowly parting. Maybe you're slowly starting to disconnect from this individual. Maybe you're not feeling like you need the energy so much. So it's kind of funny how it's coming out with what I just talked about. Oh, look. And I also did talk about epiphanies. We have realization, understanding, and awakening. So this is your physical world. Like, you're starting to see things in a whole new way. You're starting to maybe see that there is life beyond this individual. There is life beyond this connection. Maybe you have other opportunities. Maybe there's more to life, again, besides this particular thing. So you're starting to see things in a whole new way. You're having almost like a second awakening. You're just seeing things in a whole new light. And soul energy. Oh, we have second chance, making amends, opportunities, and plans. You have a second chance at happiness. You might even be seeing, so this for some of you, this could be that you are disconnecting in a healthy way from this person and this connection. And it might be possible through this energy shift, maybe perhaps that there could be perhaps a second chance with this individual. That's not giving anybody false hope, but that could be it for some of you. But it could also be that you want a second chance at happiness. This person, your connection with them, maybe it's been holding you back for quite some time because of your attachment to it. And so now that you're starting to drift, and now that you're starting to have this new epiphany, this new realization, you're starting to look at life in a whole new way. You're starting to look at new opportunities and plans. You're starting to forgive what has not happened, or because I do hear that a lot. I always hear that me and this person might come back together. I've had readings. I hear it in the collective. I know that, let's just say, a reunion is around the corner and it's just not happening. Sometimes we can put our lives on hold waiting for the second chance, waiting for something to happen that just doesn't seem to be happening. So at some point we have to continue on living our lives instead of waiting for the second chance. So I kind of feel like maybe the soul lesson at this particular time for you, the person watching this video, is that you are forgiving, you're letting go, you're just in a good energy within this connection within yourself, and you're making new plans to have new opportunities for a brand new future. So I feel like this work that you're doing right now is really helping you to move forward in a positive way, which of course could perhaps change things for you and this individual, improve the situation later on, or you're just going to be happier because you're not going to be so focused on a reunion with this individual. And that's where peace is. Peace is in detachment. Peace is in the energy where you're just focusing on yourself. You're just focusing on your own happiness, the things that are around you, things that you're grateful for, rather than longing for something that just isn't a part of your life. Sometimes that can be really, really difficult. Constantly being in a state of longing for something or someone that's not in your present life. So when we shift out of that vibration and get out of that energy and get more into the vibration of focusing on what is and what we do have control over, that can be a very liberating feeling. So I feel like there's a second chance, a second awakening that is available to the person that's watching this video right now. And I feel like that's probably why Spirit really just inspired me, I should say, to open up with the message that I did. I'm like, why am I sharing this? I normally don't do that. I literally do it probably quarterly. I don't do it a lot. But I was feeling this energy to share my own experience. And I feel through this, I just feel like readers out there, of course, you know what you've gone through with your own journey, you're meant to inspire others with your own knowledge and with what you've gone through. And so I feel like that story is maybe now coming up in the cards, and it's helping people that are at that level, that they're at that point in their lives where maybe they're ready to just kind of focus more on them, and that's good. Focus more on, if something's meant to be, it's going to happen. But pushing and focusing and praying and trying to do all this work to make something happen, peace is not in that. Peace is in acceptance. Acceptance with what is. Acceptance with what you do have control over. And what you do have control over is your destiny, your free will, your own happiness, not that of another. So there's possibly a new realization and understanding at hand for you right now with what you're seeing in your physical world. Sometimes not seeing the evidence of something could be evidence of, you know what, maybe it's time for me to pull my head out of the clouds and get more into the energy of what is in front of me. That's not always a bad thing. Sometimes we need that grounded energy in order to take steps forward. Sometimes being in the clouds and being in 5D, and I'm not dogging on that, just so you guys know. But sometimes that energy doesn't always work for everybody. Sometimes that's not where people need to be. People can really lose themselves. People can really, really get to a negative place within themselves, being in that energy. Wishful thinking, praying, hoping, 5D, I'm getting all these visions. Sometimes that can drive a person insane. And I'm only speaking from the things that I've heard from the collective, people that I've, worked with as well. This kind of energy can be very harmful if you don't process it properly, if you don't know what to do with it, because sometimes that energy is a little too advanced for people that are still in that very 3D, I need this connection in the physical energy. Do you see what I'm saying? Sometimes that 5D energy is not going to help a person that's very attached and stuck in 3D. I'm sorry, that's just what I'm getting. So you do have a second chance to do things differently, move forward in a positive way. And maybe this person, you'll have them in your energy, but you're suppressing it. And the thing is, that isn't always the best thing to do. It's not always the best thing to suppress something, but sometimes you do need to resist your, let's just say, need to keep reaching out to someone when they've said no 500 times. We might need to resist our temptation for someone. We feel something and we want to reach out. We want to tell them how we feel. Sometimes it's good for us to resist that temptation. So that's what I'm talking about. All right, you guys. So that's what we're getting here for you. let's see where your person is at, okay? Where are they at this particular time? So let's go ahead and shift gears, and now we're going to go into this energy here with the Begin Within the Divine Partnership Oracle deck. Wow, these are real slippery because they're so new. Oh. Interesting. Okay. Well, where your person is at right now, we have reconciliation. So even if you're at a point in your life where you're feeling like, you know what, I haven't heard from this person, I'm not really seeing any kind of movement or any kind of, forward movement with this connection. There is an energy, though, in their mental space that they might be thinking about, please forgive me. They might feel sorry for something that they did or said. They might also be thinking about reconciling with you, but there's an energy here of knowing, kind of like, accepting, knowing what's best. And maybe right now, because of these energies right here, they might be attached to something else. We have family ties and appearances. Now, appearances are about, I have to, for appearances' sake, I have to do certain things. So I kind of feel like your person is either very focused in the material world, or they're very focused on how they're going to look to other people. So they care about what other people think. So they might have an inner knowingness about your connection. They might know that they would probably be better with you than maybe perhaps with someone else, if that's your story. Or they might know deep down inside that at some point maybe you guys will reconcile. But right now they seem to have some sort of family ties or some sort of an issue here that's connected to their physical environment. Now, family can be friends. Family can be their their spouses or their lovers' family as well. So I just feel like there's other people in the environment that are really, really causing this person, and no, they're not causing it. This person cares too much about what other people think right now. So they're not willing to break ties with other people in their lives that are going to either judge them or look at them in a certain way in order to do what they truly want to do. Your person may truly want to be with you. They may truly want to be with you. They may deep down inside know that you're the correct choice, or that you're the better choice, or that you are who they should be with. But they have all this crap going on here. And so even though they are sorry, and even though maybe they think about reconciling with you or being with you, there's still something that's tying them to the physical world to where they can't break it. And because they care too much about what other people are going to think, they're not willing to part with that yet in order to reconcile with you. So there's a block here. That's just what I'm seeing here. And some of your people, they may be with other individuals. They may have children together, or they just may be, tied together by physical things such as marriage, the law, which is the same. It could even be property. It could be money. It could be people that work together. They have a business together, or there's just family ties. And sometimes that's really difficult. You may not be in love with someone anymore, but you're in love with their family, and you don't want to lose that connection, because let's face it, not everybody has the luxury of still keeping those connections to family after you are done with the relationship. Sometimes the healthiest thing to do is to cut ties. Sometimes that's the proper thing to do, but not everybody plays by those rules. And so sometimes people realize, hey, you know what? I'm not willing to lose what I've built up after all these years just because I'm no longer happy with this individual. So again, I don't want to look bad to these people. I don't want to lose them. I don't want them to hate me. So I'm just going to stick here because that's what's the easier thing to do. So again, it's either your story or maybe it's not. Just take it as it resonates. So where you're at versus where your person is at, you might be secretly thinking about them or just trying to kind of push them out of your mind. You slowly feel perhaps that you're drifting away from this person or your need from them. You're having a shift in your perception and a new understanding, and kind of realizing that, you know what, maybe right now you're willing to forgive them for what they can't do, but you're not willing to wait around for them any longer. And so you do have a second chance of happiness, and you're going to move forward with that instead of wait for this individual. Some of you, It might be that you know deep down that you and this person will have a second chance, but it's just a matter of time because you realize that this person has things that they're going through. Either way, I feel that it's a good energy on your part. I feel like you guys are at peace with where things are at with this individual. That's what I'm feeling here. So that's a good thing. So let's take a look and see what's going on with this connection. Okay, what is the energy of the connection? So we're going to go into my Twin Flame Oracle for this. And my Twin Flame Journey Tarot. Sorry. It's an update. Update your background apps setting. What the hell is that? Okay. Okay, we have the energy of soulmate. We have the, okay, well, what I'm getting here, you guys, for some is that ahead of you is perhaps a different partner, okay? And I know that that might be difficult for some of you guys to even hear. If you don't want it, that's fine. You don't have to take that message at all. It doesn't mean, you know, we have our destiny, and our destiny, there's free will. So nothing is going to force your hand to do something that you don't want to do. But I feel like moving ahead, because the Six of Swords is a card of detaching from something that isn't working. And so moving ahead, you may be going towards this soul connection with someone else. This could even be your connection right now, currently, I feel is going towards calmer waters. So kind of like disconnecting and taking some distance from this connection is actually going to bring some tranquility and peace. So either way, I feel like we're moving away from the soul connection and going towards things that are working. Okay, so we have the energy of commitment. Yeah, okay, well, the Ten of Swords means this is a painful ending when it comes to a connection. So commitment cannot be, it's like a breaking of a commitment. This commitment is over. Maybe somebody committing to this connection or putting the work in to make something happen is just not working. So again, I feel like there's an acceptance of something that's just not happening right now. And we're okay with that because we realize that there's just maybe certain things circumstantial or just we're at a point in our lives where we're just no longer willing to lay there and not do anything. I feel like there is, for some of you out there, there is perhaps another choice in partner if you want it. We have Divine Feminine. This is, okay, look, you guys, we have two cards. This to me tells me here that, actually I'm getting a dual message here. I feel like Spirit brought this up because there's two different ways this could go. Either you are a masculine watching this video. I'm getting here that there is another person possibly in your future besides the person that you're focused on right now. And I feel like if you're a feminine watching this video, I just feel like there is definitely an energy here of moving forward towards another soul connection. So what's happening right now in this soul connection, and I feel like people aren't going to be a huge fan of what is coming up here. There is a second chance for you, the person watching this video, for happiness. It may not be with this individual right now. Okay, it may not be with them right now. For some of you, it could be. But I'm really getting the message here that there is another soul connection, another opportunity on the horizon. But you have to move forward. You have to do the work in order to disconnect from this current soul connection and go towards calmer waters. There is an ending here. Something is over for now. And so we've got to accept that. We have to embrace that. We have to take care of ourselves. And when you take care of yourself, the universe takes care of you. If you're not taking care of yourself, you're in the vibration of waiting. You're in the, hold on for just a second, you guys. I didn't plug in my computer. It's about ready to stop. Damn it. Hold on for a sec. You know, you would think I would have all this shit situated before I got started, but I didn't. Okay, there we go. I'm really sorry, you guys. And then my computer just keeps doing the stupid pop-ups. Ugh. All right. So let's go ahead and get some more messages here. I'm telling you guys, whenever the answer is yes comes up, This just means that whatever message has come through that I might be a little nervous about, that I might not be completely sure about, and it was nervousness because I think that some people don't like to hear this type of thing. There's people out there that are just like, nope, how could you even suggest pulling away from this divine partnership and go towards something else? And this is what I want to say. If you are happy and you are fulfilled and you are feeling like you're working on yourself and you're progressively moving forward in a positive way, fantastic. To each their own. You don't have to do anything. But if you are miserable and you are on the ground and you are in pain over this ending, and you're in pain over maybe this person being involved with someone else or not coming towards you and not choosing you in this connection, there's nothing divine about that. There's nothing divine about putting your life on hold for someone else. So the answer is yes to yourself. The answer is yes to self-care. What is going to make you happy? It's not about being selfish. It's about taking care of you. And if you're not willing to take care of yourself and you're looking for someone else to take care of you, that is just like a bad start. That's a bad start immediately because you're looking for someone else to fulfill you instead of taking care of you to begin with. So I feel like there is a message here. What's happening in this connection is that something has ended, something isn't working out for a reason. And rather than continuing to hold on to hope, perhaps that this is going to shift and change, it might be time for you to focus on new things. And now these new things don't have to be romantic. These soulmates can be friends. These soulmates can be family members or commitments, as in your job, your commitment to yourself, as in your physical body, your health, your spiritual journey. So make a commitment to you instead of this connection. If this connection is not feeding you, if this connection is not nourishing you, it's time for you to take a step back and start nourishing yourself. If we're looking for someone else to nourish us, we're going to be disappointed every time. So the thing is that if you're feeling that nourishment already within yourself and you're getting that nourishment from this connection, that's because you're taking the time to nourish yourself. You're not severely lopsided in your energy. You're already taking care of yourself. So that's going to be the difference between people that have already worked on themselves versus people that aren't taking care of themselves. They're losing themselves in this connection. It's not a good place to be. Definitely not a good place to be. The answer is within the feminine, okay? The High Priestess to me is the feminine in the deck. So is the Empress, another confirmation. Say yes to your feminine side. Say yes to the feminine within you. Say yes to going within, okay? Pulling back, going within. That's what the High Priestess does. Hidden knowledge. Your knowledge is within. It's hidden within you. It's not the knowledge that you're looking for, and the answers that you're looking for are not within the soul connection. It's within you. This person may do something to you, or they have an effect on you that triggers you and triggers all these emotional responses and all these things within you, but it's within you is where the answers are, not within them. So if you're looking at this connection perhaps as they're the lock and you're the key and you guys have to come together in order to unlock a certain part of yourself, nonsense, you know? We're our own individuals and we have our own work to do. Now, the soul connection, yes, of course, it may have some sort of a purpose, and the purpose may be that you're supposed to learn something from them and they're supposed to learn something from you, but you don't need this individual to survive. You don't need this individual for the answers. You don't need them to come back. You don't need to have them in your life in order to, you know, complete your mission and your purpose. So, this is not a twin flame reading, you guys. So what I want to say about that is there are people out there that are on the specific twin flame journey, And the people that are kind of diehard twin flames might not agree with some of the stuff I just said. Well, this is not a twin flame reading, so I can pretty much say whatever the fuck I want. So my point is that despite however you guys feel about this individual, that's on you. I'm just saying, soul to soul, soul connection, whatever label you want to put on it, this answer is within you, not this particular person. So I just feel like that's why this is coming up, is because you guys have a chance, perhaps, to do a second chance, to do a redo on your journey, on your ascension process, just what everything has meant to you up until this point. If you're dealing with someone that, hey, it's great, I hear over and over every single week, this person is feeling me, this person is thinking about me, this person is sorry, they know that they're meant to be with me, but yet they're not doing shit. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, you guys. Some of you guys are tired of putting your lives on hold, which you shouldn't be, and waiting for this individual to come back. Some of you guys are hearing the same thing every single week over and over again, and it's getting freaking stale and old. You're tired of it. Those are the people that I'm talking to right now. So what's interesting is that maybe I could have chopped up this reading and did group A and group B. I wasn't drawn to do that this week. So maybe some people in the collective, maybe a lot of the collective is feeling this way perhaps. And so this might be something that people needed in order to take back their power on this journey. Instead of making it about this connection, instead of making your spiritual growth and your journey and your ascension process about a particular person, make it about yourself. This person is just a part of it. They're meant to trigger you, let's just say. They're meant to be a part of it for a minute to however many years, we're talking decades it could be, just for you to get to the same point with yourself. That hidden knowledge is within you. And they might be a part of that hidden knowledge, dealing with them, but they're not the key. You're the key. That's it. So that is interesting. So that's what's happening on your twin flame or soulmate or whatever you guys want to call it journey right now. Your soul connection, that's just pretty much what we're saying here. Your soul connection journey with this individual. There's a lot of deep stuff going on. There's some disconnecting. There's some healing, transmuting of energy, maybe even focusing in a new direction, liberating yourself, empowering yourself, choosing you, taking your power back. That seems to be what's happening this week for some reason on this soul journey, soul connection. So let's take a look and what do I want to do? Let's see what Spirit is bringing in regards to this connection. Spirits of Darkness and Light Divination deck. So these are different energies. Dark and light are all around us at all time. They're different aspects of ourselves. But what kind of spirits are around us right now that are trying to teach us something, help us at this time? So Spirits of Darkness and Light Divination deck. This is a deck that I created. So let's see what Spirits of Darkness and Light are around us right now. And what do they have to teach us? What do they have to teach us right now on this journey? Oh, I love this. The Spirit of the Lighthouse. Look at this. Return, belonging, guiding light. Okay, so everything, the darkness is actually leading you back home to yourself, where you belong, returning you back to yourself. So all of this stuff that you've gone through, all of this pain, all of this heartache, all of this sadness, all of this is literally helping to return you back to yourself. I love it. I can't believe it. The Spirit of the Staircase. Ascension, progress, the long way home. Exactly. Whew. When I created this card, for people that weren't screwing around. They wanted to really, really understand something in this lifetime. They really wanted their work cut out for them. Why? So they can really ascend at a high rate in this life. They wanted to take the long way home. Do you see that? The long way home is the tough way. But when you get to your destination, it's so much more rewarding than taking the shortcut. You see? And and Spirit of Christ. This is all about forgiveness and unconditional love and reconciliation. So this is about reconciling things within yourself. Now, of course, this reconciliation could be about reconciling with other people that you want to reconcile with, but it is more about forgiving and using the energy of unconditional love. So that's the thing. This individual that you're dealing with may be very difficult for you to forgive. It may be very difficult for you to even see them in a positive light. But the thing is, you may have signed up for things to be difficult with this individual in order for you to really push yourself and test yourself with the lesson of unconditional love. So this is definitely not an easy deal here. It's not an easy thing. Some of you guys may have been connected to this person for a very long time. And so you've had some time to go through all of it. You've had some time to go through, maybe we will get back together, the hope, the feeling. Maybe you have gotten back together with this individual. Maybe things were really good and then they got shitty again and so you guys disconnected again. But whatever is happening here, it's happening for the purposes of unconditional love. Whether you guys reconcile in the physical or not, this is about reconciliation within your heart and forgiving of this individual and forgiving yourself for how you may have acted with them or what you have done. So this is a very spiritual lesson and spiritual journey that is helping your ascension process. This connection is important. It is. But it doesn't mean that you can't survive without it, and it doesn't mean that you have to remain attached to it forever. It does have something to teach you, okay? But it's helping you to choose yourself in the end. It's helping you to return back to your own light, to your own soul, to who you are. Home is you, okay? Home is you. How beautiful. So let's go ahead and get some of the lessons here that are at hand when it comes to this forgiveness. What is the Spirit of the Christ trying to teach us? The Spirit of the lighthouse and the Spirit of the staircase. I mean, stairway to heaven. I don't know what that's coming through, you know? That could be a special message, as in some of you guys are hearing that song, or maybe that's your song. Some kind of energy there. But all I know is we have light. There's light here, ascension, upward, beautiful. This right here is the, what is this? What the hell is this? Oh, the Power of Love cards. Oh, integrity. You demonstrate the truth and honesty of your soul and manifest love with your every action. You know, so again, at the end of the day, this is an energy here. Are we acting with integrity? Sometimes it's very difficult. Sometimes it's very, very difficult to act with integrity because some of us feel entitled. I'm entitled. I feel, and this is just an example, and this is not my example, just so you guys know. I'm just, you know, other people come to me with their stuff, and so I have to base this on what I know. Some people will justify. They'll justify their actions because I feel this amazing soul connection with somebody. So it's okay that I'm lying. It's okay that they're married, but they're cheating and they're lying to their spouse, and you know they're doing all these things, but it's okay because we have a soul connection. That's not in alignment with, you know, being in integrity. So the thing is, we can't get ahead, not ahead of ourselves. We can't get carried away in a soul connection and disregard what we're doing and our actions because of how we feel. Sometimes we have desires and we're not always meant to act on those desires. Sometimes those desires are probably not good for us, right? Maybe somebody wants to drink a whole bottle of tequila, and just because you desire it doesn't mean you should do it. Probably not. So it's the same thing with these soul connections. So it's about justifying your actions because of a soul connection. Sometimes that's not the best thing to, well, it's just not the best thing to do at all, especially if it involves other people, to where now you're lying and now you're not in alignment with your own integrity, or somebody else is lying to their spouse or their family, or whatever the situation may be. Now, sometimes integrity is, this person is asking me to, like, they want me to have sex with them, but they don't want to commit to me. That's not in alignment with your integrity, your belief system. Something feels off to you. You feel used. You feel like that's not what I want. I want this person to love me. I don't want to just have sex. So Again, they may have pushed you, you may have pushed them. There may have been all kinds of things going on here within this connection. So there's a major lesson when it comes to people's integrity. Sometimes we are manipulative without even realizing it. Sometimes somebody will call you out and say you're acting manipulative, and you're just like, hell no, I am not manipulative. That's such and such. But then when you really take time to examine your behaviors, you're like, holy shit, I guess I was being manipulative and I didn't even realize it. We manipulate when we want something. We manipulate when we want something to go a certain way. And it might seem innocent, but sometimes we have an agenda and we are not even aware of it. So that falls into the alignment of integrity. So this is about manifesting love through honesty with your every action. Sometimes honesty is the best policy. Sometimes just basically saying, look, this isn't going to work for me. And there are a lot of people that I work with that are in this energy where they're not going to play second. They're not going to hurt the spouse. They're not going to be in that energy. Okay. So I just want people to know that not everyone is in that energy, but some people are, and that there's no judgment there either. Sometimes people get carried away and they justify, well, I can't help it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Can I, can I help my craving when I know that those stupid flapjacks from McDonald's with the freaking sausage, those hotcakes with sausage, can I resist them? Yes, I can. But do I? No. And then when I look at my gut and I'm just like, ugh. Right? So there is some sort of a, to our actions, there's always some sort of reaction. And the reaction just happens to be in fat. That's what I'm talking about here. But all of our actions with what we desire, what we give in, it does have some sort of a reaction in the universe. And so whatever we're doing, that's the cause and effect, law of karma, everything. So I don't even know why I went into all of that, but that is the energy, the spirit of Christ. It's giving us an opportunity to do something different, to look at things from a different perspective, to see how maybe our desires and what we want, maybe that's not the best thing for someone else. Sometimes we get so entitled. I know that this person would be happier with me. How do you know that? How do you know that? Because what's interesting is that maybe somebody, and we do have the person that you're dealing with, knows deep down inside that you might be the best fit for them, right? Maybe you know it too. But who really knows what would happen if they were to, just an example, leave their family or just move out of their home, move out of their situation? Who knows how that's going to affect everyone, right? So sometimes we feel like we know what's best, and maybe sometimes we don't. So, So this right here, these are the energies that are around us right now that are helping to guide us. There's a lot of light that is guiding us towards doing the right thing. And sometimes the right thing doesn't always feel like the best thing. But in the long run, it is, you guys, and that is the message, okay? That's the message. Try to act with more integrity when it comes to your actions. So now let's take a look and see what are some messages here of shadow. What are people afraid of, okay? What is the biggest thing that the person that you're dealing with is afraid of? What is their biggest hang up right now? What is their biggest issue? This right here is my Twin Flame Shadows deck. We have dependent. Interesting. Well, I'm getting a couple of messages immediately here. One of them is that they do have dependents. Somebody else depends on them. Okay, so we did get family ties connected to them. Somebody is either dependent on maybe their family connection or finances, or someone's dependent on them, or they have dependents, but there's some sort of a dependency. It could be codependency. It could be a very toxic connection to where even though somebody's unhappy, they still are in it. And so you might be scratching your head and saying, but if they're so unhappy, why are they still with that person? Dependency. That's just what I'm getting here. So let's go ahead and get another message. This right here is the Romance Angels. And I'm going to combine it with the tarot deck here. Oh yeah, interesting. We have the separation here. So dependent, separation, they're afraid of separation. They're afraid of separating themselves from things that they're dependent on. Now, this may not be people, you guys, This could be a substance, or this could be some sort of a behavior. They're dependent on something in their lives. They might be dependent upon being, let's just say, single, not wanting to share their life with somebody, being a terminal bachelor or bachelorette, whatever. So they're separating themselves from things that they don't want to basically need, or perhaps they don't want somebody to need them. There's an issue that this person has. This right here is called the Enchanted Love Tarot. We have the World. Oh, so somebody's having a really difficult time completing a cycle here. They don't want to close a chapter. They don't want to close a chapter. And they're stuck. They're stuck between their head and their heart. The Prince of Shells is the Knight of Cups. So this is somebody that has feelings. And then we have the energy here of somebody who's trying to remain intact. So somebody is kind of battling their heart and their head. And so the decision right now that seems to be winning is the head. What they really want in their heart space, they're not acting on. So if your individual really does want to be with you, they want that, but they're not taking action on it, okay? What they're feeling versus what they feel like they have to do in order to survive, they're choosing survival over separating and completing a cycle with what's dependent upon them or what they're dependent on. So they're not ready to disconnect. So I feel like that's another reason why the connection right now is you're waiting on somebody that's not willing at this time to change their circumstances in order to be with you. So if you find yourself waiting or you're finding yourself sad over this, Spirit is suggesting to you it's time to focus on something else. That doesn't mean it has to be someone else. It could be for some, but for others, it could just be it's time for you to just focus more on your own happiness instead of waiting around for this individual, because it just doesn't really look like they're getting their ass in gear. That's it. All right. Let's now, let's take a look at some possible future energies with this connection. What are some possible future energies that may take place with this connection moving forward? This right here is called the Psychic Tarot and Oracle Cards by John Holland. And we're going to just get an overall energy using the Soul's Journey Lessons cards. What are some possible future energies between you and this individual in the future? Okay, we have denial. Interesting. So something's not happening. Someone's still denying something. Someone is still denying themselves of what their heart's desire is, or we're being denied because it's not divine timing. Two of Pentacles is, again, it's a juggling energy. Somebody not making a decision. Oh, look, I can't believe it. Two of Swords, stalemate, nothing is happening. So I feel like you guys, if you were watching this reading from beginning to end, so if you're still with me, do you see how it's all starting to come together here? I didn't just say those things earlier just for fuck's sake. I said those things because that is the energy that I was getting, and that was the way that Spirit was leading this reading. Really trying to help people that are waiting on this individual to do something different. It just doesn't seem like they're willing to, even in the near future, to change their situation or to change their circumstances or to make a decision about you. So instead of denying yourself future happiness, or perhaps going in different directions and focusing on other things, stop denying yourself of this, because this person is still stuck. So if you want to stay stuck, you can. If you're happy staying stuck, that's totally fine. But if you're not happy, you're unhappy, and you're stuck and you can't move forward with your life, it's time for you to stop denying yourself a future happiness and get out of this stuck energy. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. I'm just going to tell you guys right now, none of these cards are cards about movement forward. The Seven of Pentacles is a card of pause. Things are on hold. Things are not progressing. So we have patience and planning. So still, people have decisions that they need to make about their lives. People have decisions that they are thinking about in regards to their future. So this is not an action-oriented card. People are kind of reevaluating their situation and going, do I want to do this or do I want to do that? So again, I feel like Spirit is not blowing sunshine up your ass and saying, you know what, you and this person are coming back together, unions on the horizon, etc., etc. Not that there's anything wrong with those types of readings, but if you happen to run across this reading and you've been resonating with the messages so far, it's up to you whether or not you want to take this as a sign, perhaps, that choose yourself. Choose yourself at this time. Focus more on you. And let this person figure their shit out. And if they want to continue to stay stuck, that's on them. But it's you're no longer going to deny yourself of happiness on account of this person basically being, not able to make a decision. You're not going to put your life on hold for them any longer. You're just not going to do it. And you're not doing that to be a jerk, but you're not going to deny yourself an opportunity to live and flourish and move forward and feel good in your future. If they want to join you, they'll come find you, but you're not willing to sit around and wait for them to make a decision that's going to make or break your happiness. You're taking your power back, and that's what this reading was all about. Taking your power back and no longer denying yourself your chance of either happiness or just of living your life. All right, so let's go ahead and get a message from your person's higher self at this time to you, okay? What does your person want to tell you from their higher self? We're going to go into my twin flame messages here. What does your person want to say to you from their higher self? What do they want you to know from their higher self? Okay, so they're telling you, I should have been more honest with you about how I was feeling at the time. So they know that they have either said something or have done something that has confused you. They know that. They were either trying to buy time or they didn't know how to be honest with you. They didn't want to deal with your reaction. They did something or said something that they know that they shouldn't have, okay? They know that they should have been more honest with you, but they weren't. And so they're taking responsibility from their higher self, knowing or saying, you know what? I know I should have done that, and I'm sorry that I didn't. So they know that they either screwed up or they know that they should have done things differently, but they just didn't. They either didn't have the proper tools at the time or they just didn't. So again, we can stay stuck to shoulda, woulda, coulda. If this person would have only done this or that, things could have been so differently. You know, again, we can live and we can stay stuck in that energy, or we can say, you know what, it is what it is, and move forward. That's it. All right, you guys. So let's go ahead and get some messages from the universe. How is the universe going to be trying to guide us in the messages that they're trying to give us through these signs from spirit? So we're going to get this energy, and I'm going to combine it with this deck right here. This is the Psychic Tarot for the Heart Oracle cards. This right here is called the Self-Care Cards from Cheryl Richardson. And this right here is my Signs from Spirit Love Oracle. Okay, so what's the first thing that Spirit wants to give us in regards to self-care? Or just really the signs about anything? Okay, so I'm telling you guys, we're being denied. When I saw this card, I was like, we're being denied forbidden fruit. We're being denied. Okay, so this right here is saying we are being denied something. We are forbidden, something is forbidden at this time. We also have the energy of integrity. So if you guys are involved in a situation that you know damn well that you shouldn't be involved in, it's time for you to start making better decisions, okay? It is. But something is being forbidden at this time for a reason. Something isn't working. It's a sign from spirit that it's either not right for you or it's just not the right time. That's it. Three of Wands. Three of Wands is an energy of sitting around and waiting for someone to return. Don't do that. Don't forbid yourself from taking the lead in your life and taking back the power in your life and moving forward. That's the message. So Spirit's saying that something isn't happening right now for a reason. So take the lead, take your power back, and do something different. Be aware. Love it. Be aware of what this is. This is a new level of awareness, Okay. So what's interesting is this denial card says, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with my insight of awareness. You, of course, have a fear. You're fearing that maybe something isn't meant for you, or that if you take the lead or take the power back in your life and you move forward and you choose yourself and you don't wait around for this person, that somehow you're going to lose it. If that's the case, it was never meant for you anyways. So don't let your fear get a hold of you. Instead, become more aware that Spirit is leading you in the direction of where you're meant to be right now. Spirit is not leading you to stay stuck and hung up on someone that's rejecting you, that's lying to you, that's blocking you, that's not acting in integrity, that's not returning your phone calls, that's making you feel like shit. Spirit is not leading you and keeping you connected to an individual like that. The only person that's doing that, or the only thing that's doing that, is yourself. And I do hear this a lot. If somebody is in, let's just say, a very dysfunctional situation, but I keep getting signs. I keep seeing 1111. I keep seeing 1111 when I'm thinking about this person. Look, I am no expert here. I just go with what I feel and what I understand. 1111, a lot of people might connect that to the whole twin flame thing. That's fine. I see 1111 as much more than just twin flames. 1111 is a spiritual portal. It's ascension. So to me, whenever I see 1111, that's not telling me to stay connected to someone. That's telling me I need to go through a portal. I need to ascend. I need to see things from a higher perspective. I need to detach. I need to move forward. That's how I see 1111. So sometimes people will say things like, well, I keep seeing this, I keep seeing that. That must mean that Spirit's telling me. Why would Spirit want you deliberately to stay stuck and hung up on a toxic person? Let's just use common sense here. Okay, so we need to be more aware of our own power and how we're using that. Are we using it to stay attached and to make excuses of what we should hang on to because we want to? Because we want what we can't have? Or is it giving us an opportunity to take our power back and lead us towards a new light? And we already saw that the spirits that are around us are trying to guide us back home to ourselves. Okay? That's what we're getting here, you guys. It's so beautiful. All right, so let's go ahead and get a couple more messages before we wrap the reading up. We have a ladybug. Beautiful. So there might be certain things that you guys are seeing in nature. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a ladybug, even though it can be for some of you. But this is just nature spirits just trying to give you some sort of message or sign. Okay, interesting. It's giving you an opportunity to be in nature and to rest and reconsider. The Nine of Wands is a card of putting your defenses up and really building a fortress around yourself, but you're not building a fortress around yourself in order to, prevent yourself from feeling anything, but you're protecting yourself because you've gone through a lot. You've gone through a lot of hardship. You've gone through a lot of pain. And so Spirit's saying that you need some time to replenish. You need some time to just kind of decompress, right? Gather your strength, become more aware, and take back your power. So spend some time in nature, you guys, because this is what this person is doing. They're sitting in the rocks. And now we have this ladybug. So I'm getting the message here of nature. Spend some time in nature in order to rest and reconsider. Take a breath before making any major decisions, okay? We have love. At the end of the day, love. Love is the answer. Remember, Spirit of Christ, unconditional love. Love and light, you know? I know it sounds silly sometimes, but really that's where the energy should be at right now. Love and light. Love and light, when you say that, that just means, you know what? I'm willing to move forward in love and light. It doesn't mean that you have to love everyone or like everyone. It just means that you're not willing to be in low vibrational energy and attached to people in that negative way. You're just willing to move forward with your, put your best foot forward and really focus on the best things in life. Focus on the light in everyone, okay? That's what the energy is. We're focusing on the light in everyone. So how did I do this backwards here? Oh, I didn't. Okay. One last message, you guys, and then we're going to close up this reading. What's the last message that Spirit wants to give us in regards to signs? I love this. This is the crown chakra's energy. Violet, intuitive, spiritual, being self-aware. Oh, focus on the light, the sun. I love this energy. I also see the sun as masculine energy within us all. So this is about, again, taking our power back. It doesn't mean that feminine energy is not powerful, but this is just a different kind of an energy, okay? Really let your light shine. Look at this. Look at all that light that's just beaming out of her heart space. Love, love and light. Literally let it shine. This is about ascension. Violet, intuitive, spiritual, being self-aware. Being self-aware, awareness on the love and light within yourself, within others, realizing that certain things just don't happen for a certain reason. It's about acceptance, but it's about focusing on the light in the situation instead of focusing on the dark of the situation. The dark would be feeling like a victim. The dark would be blaming. The dark would be not forgiving yourself or others, raking yourself over the coals. That's not where the answers lie. The answers lie within the light. So you're constantly being pushed towards the light, because that's where the answers are. That's where the peace is. That's where the ascension is. Last message, we have boundaries. I love it. Oh, I love it. So this is the thing. I do see feminine and masculine energy. I see it different, but I see that we need a little bit of both in our lives. Sometimes it takes some masculine energy in order to just, and I don't want to say that. I need to really be careful with things that I say. Very old fashioned. I was going to say manhandling, but that's not the proper terms to use these days. What I'm saying is that sometimes we need masculine energy to take the bull by the horns and say, no, right? Tell somebody to fuck off if we need to. So we're not trying to hurt anybody, but we're trying to say to people that maybe are pushing and pushing and pushing, they're pushing your boundaries. Sometimes you just have to, it's not about fighting back, but sometimes you just have to really put up your fence and say, nah, that's not going to work for me anymore. No. You intuitively feel it. You feel it in your gut. So it takes a little bit of the feminine and the masculine energy and balancing this within yourself to put up healthy boundaries with people. But you can do it in love and light. Look at this woman. She's doing it in love and light. She's putting up boundaries, but it's in love and light. So you're balancing out these energies here in order to take better care of yourself. Remember, self-aware. This is about self-care, taking care of you, taking the lead, taking the power back in your life in order to shine. So I just feel like Spirit is leading us in the most beautiful way, as always, but it's through some darkness and hardships and hard lessons through this particular soul connection where you're getting to this point. This person is assisting you on taking back your power. Sometimes people will see these soul connections as it's absolutely meant to be. This is the person that's meant for me. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but let's take a break from that way of thinking and focus on empowering ourselves instead. That seems to be where the answer is right now. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that reading. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.